Hello, and welcome to Lesson 1, Definitions. So, what is a program? We have to start out with some basic definitions for what we're doing today. First, what exactly is a program? The dictionary defines a program as a set of coded instructions that enables the computer to perform a desired sequence of operations. So that's essentially all a program does. It performs a series of operations based on the instructions given to it by the computer programmer. That's you. Now, in the old days, programmers actually had to program their stuff on punch cards, which I'm sure was no fun. Then we had to type everything in on the keyboard line by line. That's no fun either. Then finally Windows came along and made programming much easier. Instead of typing in lines of code, Windows programs are made up of objects like command buttons that you push, text boxes that you type information into, menu bars that you can select functions from. Windows programs are not even easier to write, but they're easier to use. So if we see, you've got command buttons, text boxes, menu bars. There's many other objects, but these are just a few to get you started. One of Richard's favourite age-old Windows programs was, of course, the Microsoft Calculator. You're probably all familiar with using this. It comes with Windows and it illustrates many of the common components that you'll find in the Windows programs. Calculator has command buttons, little buttons that you can push. So if you want to type a particular number in, you can do that. You can also put numbers in the text box and you can type directly into that. So it's keyboard and mouse enabled. There's a menu bar that allows you to pull down menus. So this has changed a little bit from the original calculator, but as you can see, you can still swap to the different types of calculators. I think the original one just had standard and scientific, and we've got quite a lot more now. And of course we have our standard minimize, maximize and close buttons. So you can make it as big as the screen, you can change the size of it, and you can close it. So Windows programs and all objects in them generally have properties, methods and events. Properties describe characteristics of a program or an object. For example, a button might have a height or a width and a colour. So if we jump back to this, you can see that it's just the black colour. It used to be blue in the original calculator. Windows programs also have methods. Methods are built-in functions that a program performs. For example, when we start the calculator, it knows to put 0 in the window and wait for user input. That's a built-in method. Most Windows programs, if not all, have events. Windows programs are event-driven. That means they sit around waiting for the user to do something, generating an event. If we click on the number 9 button, that generates an event inside the program. So it knows that 9's been clicked and it updates the display. There's a little programming code underneath the button that will see how to do today, and then that puts the 9 in the text box. So that is an event. Properties, methods and events make up the core of Visual Basic programming. So what is Visual Basic? Visual Basic is a programming environment. It includes a programming language and the graphical user interface. The programming language allows us to enter in commands that the computer will execute. The graphical user interface allows us to create forms and buttons, text boxes and other things visually by clicking and dragging them with the mouse. The combination of the two provides an extremely powerful programming environment.